count. The first team to reach that target score is the winner. During target score time, one player will be removed from the team every 3 minutes until target score is achieved. Time now to introduce the starting 7. I'll begin with Selección Potrero. Goal, number 1, Franco Aferri. Defender, number 2, Renato Civelli. Defender, number 13, Pablo Alvarado. Midfielder, number 17, Facundo Damara. Midfielder, number 15, Tomas Granito. Midfielder, number 16, Federico Bruno. And forward, number 10, Sergio Aguero. And now your starting 7 for Trident FC. In goal, number 4, defender, number 6, Zach White. Defender, number 6, Charlie Asensio. Midfielder, number 20, Grant Party. Midfielder, number 30, Andrew Paul. Midfielder, number 13, Kevin Baraha. And at forward, number 17, Chris Davis.
Hey man, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, how you doing, man? There you go.
Good afternoon here on Field 7 for round 1 of the soccer tournament here at Waybed Soccer Park. Let's welcome onto the field Team Kwik with the white jerseys.
Okay, so they're not, so Roha's not here.
fans, let's welcome to field number 7 in the gray jerseys, FC Roha Eagles.
Yeah, Roha!
All right, everyone, it's almost time for kickoff here on field 7 as the FC Roha Eagles in the gray jerseys takes on Kwik Goal in the white jerseys here on field number 7. TST rules are as follows. We play 2 20-minute halves followed by target score time. At the end of the second half, we set a target score by adding 1 to the leading team's goal.
Welcome back to Wake Med Soccer Park, Cary, North Carolina, field 7 as part of the 48-team men's bracket of the soccer tournament. It is Group K, which features FC Roha Eagles, Kwik Goal, Raleigh Rebels, and Soccer Roof. The top 2 from each group advance to the round of 32. That gets you to 24 teams, and then it is the next best 8 from the remaining teams. The remaining 24, you get the next best 12, and that is how we get to the next best 8, excuse me, and that is how we get to 32. Kwik Goal FC starting Hugo Silva, Hunter Gorski, Bruno Oliveira, Sebastian Giovinco, Thiago Freitas, Dwayne De Rosario, and Jonatas Melo. For FC Roha Eagles, it is Amar Cekic, Haris Haiseni, Nedzad Plavci, Nicholas Jan, Vendim Sinani, and Dennis Hotcha, and the keeper Andrea Hotcha.
Midfield number 7, Omar Cekic.
FC Roha just showed up probably in the last minute. Meanwhile, Kwik Goal has been out warming up for about the last 15 minutes. These are both returning clubs. FC Roha, its second year, lost to Freedom United last year, 4-1 in the round of 32. Meanwhile, Kwik Goal in its third year lost to North Carolina FC 2-1 in the round of 32, despite being the top seed. That was somewhat of a stunner, as Kwik Goal was the best team out of group play last year, 3-0 with a +10 goal differential in the group stage. In their year 1, they played as Conrad and Beasley United, losing to Sneaky Fox 2-1 in the quarterfinals. So it's really the third year for the Kwik Goal franchise. Kwik Goal, North America's leading soccer equipment supplier, and they've got a women's team in the field this year as well. – 81 degrees at Wake Med Soccer Park as we're underway. A real feel in the low 90s, however. But trust me when I tell you, it was a lot hotter last year on day 1 of the soccer tournament. FC Roha in the gray, Kwik Goal in the white. Roha, long shot blocked. The keepers are Hugo Silva for Kwik Goal and Andrea Hotcha for FC Roha. Hotcha with the touch. There are a couple of Hotchas. Denise Hotcha, a 27-year-old wearing number 96 in the gray. And brother Andrea Hotcha, the keeper, a 25-year-old. Albanian brothers. Kwik Goal, nearly an early run, but that pass wide. And Dwayne De Rosario expressed his displeasure. Nicholas Jan on the restart. 7v7 in the soccer tournament. Winner take all, $1 million. Plavci, a returner for Roha. Patient. He's a phenomenal creator. That touch, though, deflected wide.
Corner kick for FC Roha.
Back post, settled, and wide. Not a clean foot on that. Quick goal, possession in the white. Some big names for Kwik goal. Guys like Sebastian Giovinco. 23 caps with Italy. He's from Turin, a 38-year-old. You've got Dwayne De Rosario, 7-time MLS All-Star, former MVP, as Hotcha comes out for a sliding save. Giovinco, an MLS MVP in 2015. That's some serious firepower for Kwik goal. 2 former MLS MVPs.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first half.
De Rosario's 47 years old now, but he did have a good tournament last year. 2 goals and an assist.
Your score 0-0.
Crossed in front, loose and pushed wide. How did that one not go? And Hotcha shares his displeasure with his defenders. So FC Roha Eagles. Roha is the company name of their president, and many are Albanian. And you got the eagle and the flag, so that's where you get the name FC Roha Eagles. They're a beloved amateur team in Switzerland, playing a lot of indoor football. As Jan slides it along for Plavci. Despite not even making it to the round of 16 last year, Plavci led the tournament last year with 5 assists. That's wild to think about in 4 games, whereas other teams played 8.
15 minutes of play left in the first half. Here on Field 7, you're watching FC Roha.
Actually, 4 games. He did that in 4 games. Other teams had a chance to play 8.
Team Kwik goal in the white jerseys, Roha's Eagles in the gray jersey. Your score 0-0, 15 minutes till halftime.
The keeper, Andrea Hotcha, in the blue kit for FC Roha, was actually engaged to a team staffer at the time of last year's TST. Still rocking the man bun, directing this Roha club from the back end. A little more than 5 minutes in. 0-0. Long ball from keeper to keeper. So Hugo Silva started this game for Kwik goal. They considered him their closing goalie last year. They had somewhat of a platoon last year. They considered him their closer. He stopped 5 shots last year, allowed just 2 goals, but this year he is the starting goalie, but probably see him close a lot too. They were open to the idea of still platooning, though, despite the fact that their second goalie from last year has not returned. It's Vildan Uka this year. So we may see some of Uka And we'll see a lot of Hugo Silva. By the way, Hugo Silva scored a goal last year in TST. It is not uncommon for the goalies to score. By no means is it common. But it is doable. Let's just say that. It is doable for the goalies to score with the condensed pitch. Back for Hugo Silva. He's an indoor guy. They say he's great with his feet.
Fans, as we near midway through the first half, just a reminder, TST will be using target score time at the conclusion of today's game. At the end of the second half, target score will be set by adding 1 goal to the leading team's goal count. First team to reach that target goal score wins.
Bacciari looks ahead, but it's touched back to the keeper. Here's Aaron Mond. Ball cross, nobody home. Headed back to the keeper. That was a little dangerous, but off the head of Mond, right back to his own keeper. 11:20 to play first half. All games end on a made goal. It's called target time. After regulation, you add 1 goal to the leading team's score. First to achieve that number is your winner. If the game is tied, simple as this, next goal wins. Back to Silva. Felipe Silva is Hugo's backup. You might see a little of him as well. They platooned last year. Here's Hugo, long shot over the bar, and you get a sense of how he scored a goal last year. GMs Jake Hirschman and Matt Mitchell say he's phenomenal with his feet. Sozer and Ak. And a reset. Roha struggling to advance right now into that attacking third.
0-2-0. FC Rojas in gray, Team Kwik goal in the white here on field 7.
Into the box, right on the keeper. Silva with a great angle there, not a real threat. That may go down as a shot, but really no threat whatsoever to Kwik goal's defense there with great containment. Jonatas Mello with it. 1 goal, 1 assist last year in the tournament. Amir Lowry, number 6 in the white, getting some direction from his teammates. Lowry, a retired MLS player. Lowry has actually started Open Goal Project in DC. It's designed to provide opportunities for high-level soccer for low-income families, provide those resources, and become a great education tool.
First team to reach that target score is the winner.
Jimmy Conrad, another big MLS guy on this roster, won a College Cup at UCLA and an MLS Cup with San Jose. He was teammates with Dwayne De Rosario. A little skirmish here. Referee Shay Jane comes in. It's funny, in the hotel lobby this morning, the breakfast rush, it was just a ton of referees there, I think, getting ready to commute together. And I happened to hear Shay Jane talking to some other refs at the table, and she was saying something about having refed in Japan and likened it to an MLS next level of soccer, and said that there are no gripes with officiating in that league in Japan, as a yellow card is issued here against Kwik Goal. But she was telling some of her fellow refs that it's such a peaceful league, but this is winner take all. $1 million on the line. You're going to get a little more competitive fire, if you will. Buffet-style breakfast, by the way. Free. You can't beat that. Long strike just wide and high. A good threat, though. That yellow was on Dwayne De Rosario. Again, mentioned him and Jimmy Conrad were teammates briefly with San Jose. Conrad was the MLS Defender of the Year in 2005 and the Humanitarian of the Year in 2009. He's rostered as a player, but he's really more of the head coach this year. Jimmy Conrad had 27 caps with the United States, including an 06 World Cup appearance. Before this team became Kwik Goal last year, it was Conrad and Beasley United. So it's the second year for the name Kwik Goal, but it's really the third year of this franchise. And the third year of the soccer tournament. Silva rifles it. Ricochets wide and out of play. Andrea Hatcha launches. And off. Because the kick from the goalie.
First half on field 7 between the FC Roha Eagles and Team Kwik Goal. Score is 0-0. 15 minutes gone here in the first half.
Cross into the middle. Some space and a goal! Sebastian Giovinco hands Kwik Goal the 1-0 lead. The staff said he's their most important player. 4-time MLS All-Star, MVP in 2015. Hands Kwik Goal the 1-0 lead. Crossed into the box. Counter opportunity. Vinny Dantas. Back and forth.
You're just joining us here on field 7. It is 1-0 in favor of Team Kwik Goal.
Roha in the gray.
Over FC Roha Eagles.
With a 1-0 deficit, 3:30 first half. Hatcha chests it down. So Roha with it. Plavchi first in the tournament in assists last year in just 5 games. Giovinco tied for first with 6 goals last year in just 4 games as Silva gobbles it up. So both these teams played just 4 games last year out of a possible 8, and just so happens that one side has the player who led the tournament in assists, and the other side has the player who was tied for first in goals, despite playing half the possible games.
Till halftime here on field 7, 2 minutes.
And a breakout opportunity, but well defended from Kwik goal. Plavchi, 10 in the gray, referenced him a moment ago as last year's tournament assist leader. A lot of grabbing there. Foul called on Breno Olivera, who had a goal and an assist last year. Nine guys for Kwik goal have been with the club all 3 years, then 14 returners. Despite losing in the round of 32 last year, it was viewed more as a stub of the toe because Kwik goal was 3-0 plus 10 goal differential in the group play. They were the de facto top seed coming out of the group stage as that long ball is knocked away. So they didn't want to make a whole bunch of changes just because of an upset loss. They really just brought in players they thought complemented their structure and style. 45 seconds on the first half clock. 1-0 Kwik goal. Crossed into the box, it spirals around, headed. And a long ball, too strong for Giovinco. They continued to wrestle for it, though.
10 seconds remaining.
Final seconds of the first half. Might not even have time for a final rush. Think that'll about do it. It does. Halftime, 1-0 Kwik goal. It is the $1 million winner-take-all the soccer tournament on YouTube and several games on ESPN platforms as well from WakeMed Soccer Park, Cary, North Carolina.
fans, at Duke Sports Medicine, you can receive care from the #1 orthopedic surgeon provider in North Carolina. Locations all throughout the Triangle with same-day and next-day appointments. Learn more at dukehealth.org. And fans looking for the first place to eat, shop, and celebrate after the match, head over to Fenton. Just minutes away from Wake Med with incredible dining, great shopping, and lively entertainment. Fenton is your go-to spot for postseason match fun. All week long, don't miss the action off the pitch. Make your way to Fenton. TST fans, you can meet members of AFC Bournemouth team looking at the Bournemouth Experience location. Fans, as we start the second half, as a reminder, TST will be using target score time at the conclusion of today's game. At the end of the second half, a target score will be set by adding 1 goal to the leading team's goal count. The first team to reach that target score wins. If the goals remain the same right now, the target score would be 2. Nothing. Quick goal over FC Rojas as
What?
we start the second half here on field 7. FC Rojas in the gray, Team Kwik goal in the white.
Second half underway. Kwik goal with the 1-0 lead in the white kits. FC Roha in the gray. These are returning clubs from a year ago. FC Roha last year lost to Freedom United 4-1 in the round of 32 after going 2-1 in the group stage. Meanwhile, Kwik goal, its third year. Last year lost to North Carolina FC 2-1 in the round of 32, despite being the de facto top seed after a 3-0 record and plus 10 goal differential in group play. Kwik goal again, Giovinco. It's out of play. Some pushing. Hearing some conversation of, no way, that's not serious on the call. Free kick here, Giovinco, who scored the game's lone goal in the first half. It's a spinner, chested down. Back to the keeper, Felipe Silva. That's a change in net for Kwik goal. Mentioned last year how they platooned of sorts. Hugo Silva's a returning keeper, but he has a different co-goalie this year. Long ball ahead. was a potential cross opportunity, but it's a turnover instead. All the way back for Sojer. Čekić. Pass intercepted. Foul and a free.
Here is the second half on field 7. Your score: Team Kwik 1, FC Rojas 0. Team Kwik in the white, FC Rojas in the gray. Here on field 7.
Back for Felipe Silva. Another good guy with his feet, they say. Thiago Freitas back for the keeper. A little pressure applied now for Roha. And taken away. Right back to Kwik goal, though. And numbers. Dantas on the near side, taps it home! Beautiful ball. Off the foot of Oliveira, right into the cutting Dantas to make it 2-0 Kwik goal. Dantas scored twice last year against Kwik goal as a member of Tranquillo. This year, he hands Kwik goal the 2-0 lead. One of the best players in MASL history.
15 minutes away from target score time. As a reminder, TST using the target score time at the conclusion in the second half. The target score will be set by adding 1.
You could see Dantas wide open on a run down the near side of the pitch. And Oliveira with the great find to the veteran Dantas. 14 returners for Kwik goal. 9 guys that have been members all 3 years, but Dantas one of the new faces. Here he is again. The big man surges ahead. Dominating possession. Back to Silva. Nicholas Jan surveys. Rifles to the far side of the pitch. All the way back for Yassine Sadiri. A lot of young ball boys out here getting some work in today. It was 83 at kickoff with a real feel of 91. It's kind of a little nice breeze, though, now. We're under a tent. Field side. There's a couple stadium fields here, too, at WakeMed Soccer Park. This is field 7. Gives you an idea how big this facility is. TST in year 3 really growing into a festival. Pat McAfee show live here today. That'll draw a big crowd. Big names like Nani part of it. J.J. Watt was here last year. Wrexham off the rare triple promotion. La Bombonera, the reigning champion. Andrea Hatsha, the 25-year-old Albanian. 686 save percentage in last year's TST. Here's Dennis Hatsha, the older brother of Andrea. We haven't called Dennis's name too much today. Dennis, a 27-year-old with a goal and an assist last year. Denise was actually the top 5v5 scorer in Germany last season. 11.5 to play until target time. A lot of body contact in front. And it's going the other way. Giovinco just wide of the brace. Sebastian Giovinco, 23 caps for Italy, the 38-year-old from Turin, making his mark in this contest. Nizaj into the box. Handball other way. Kwik goal scrimmaged against Pasha Luxury yesterday at NC State. A lot of the Kwik goal guys arrived Friday, Saturday, about 4 days together. Some Brazilian and MASL flair to this Kwik goal roster.
And under 10 minutes remaining in the second half here on field 7. Your score, 2 Kwik goal, 2 FC Rojas.
Catching up with Kwik goal GM Matt Mitchell before the game. We go a bit back to his years with Eberline Drive of the basketball tournament, when he narrowly lost out on the $2 million one year to Overseas Elite. Matt Mitchell, Jake Hirschman, the Kwik goal GMs.
Noon on ESPN and YouTube. On location.
Long shot over the bar.
For the soccer tournament. Head on over to Field 3. Showtime is in just a few minutes.
Can't really compete with that WakeMed Soccer Park. I think that announcement just went to the whole world that the Pat McAfee show is coming up. We had, funny enough, just mentioned that moments ago as far as TST being somewhat of a festival this year. And hey, good for them putting it over the big speaker. That's a big part of this being such a festival, and projections to up last year's attendance by some 35%. Foul committed. But yes, before the interruption, we were on the Kwik goal story, and again, Matt Mitchell, Jake Hirschman, they've put Eberline Drive into all 12 the basketball tournaments. As it's loose in front, and an easy grab for Felipe Silva. Matt said they'll be going to Lexington for TBT this year. At least that's where they've put their submission for. And now their third year of TST, and if you are not familiar with the tournament winner-take-all competitions, it is such an undertaking. As a 2-on-1, fake in front, blocked, and a missed opportunity as Hatsha clears it away. That was definitely out of play. Whistle finally comes in. But a massive undertaking. trying to put teams in together, and they said, we haven't made a penny. The winning keeps us going. But really, it's become more about the relationships and the opportunities you're able to provide for these players. They said they just so heartwarming to get all the thanks from the guys about what these opportunities mean as that cross is errant. And we come up inside 7 minutes in the $1 million the soccer tournament. Winner take all. Vinny Dantas, who netted the last goal. Vinny Dantas is built like a defensive end or a linebacker, but he moves pretty well with the ball. Whistle comes in from referee Shay Lane. Number 18, Dodo Pires there. He hasn't been in the mix too much today, but number 18 in the white, 33 years old, experience with Inter and Roma in Serie A. Sinani, back to the keeper, Hacha. Don't be surprised to see Hacha and the defenders err on the side of aggression here with the time waning down before we get to target time. Right now, the target score would be 3. First team to 3 would win. Add 1 goal to the leading team score. A run and a great block by Felipe Silva. Now a counter. Dantas crosses into the middle. Hacha comes out. Now numbers the other way. Dantas sprints back and a bad cross. Well high for Koyunkuoglu.
Attention TST fans, the Pat McAfee Show is about to begin. Airing live on ESPN and YouTube, on location at Coca-Cola Stadium for the soccer tournament. Head on over to Field 3. It's showtime.
Čekić crosses. Plavci with a liner, broken up by the aforementioned Pires. No numbers, though. Now Felipe Silva, dangerous spot to be. Why? You've got the 2-0 lead. Čekić makes it 2-1. A bizarre strategic move by Felipe Silva. A virtual empty net goal for Čekić. That's something you do with a 2-0 deficit, not a 2-0 lead. Another break. Tipped in front, and it's missed! Nizaj missed an empty net. We nearly had back-to-back empty net goals in 20 seconds. Bizarre late-game strategy from the Kwik goal defense. And FC Roha on the attack. Plavci, who led last year's tournament in assists, out of play. Reminder, you have to get to a target to win. In this case, the target score would be 3, so there is something to be said for continuing to tack and trying to score. But with the 2-0 lead just moments ago, it's very bizarre to have your keeper at center pitch. Giovinco slides it to the far side. Shot blocked. Hacha. Minute 45. Into the box. Hacha scoops it. Plavchi. Inside, outside, shot blocked down. Felipe Silva comes up big. Near side. A wrestle for it. And it's a free kick for Kwik goal. 2-1 minute to go. Giovinco wrestles in the box. Try to heel pass, gets it back. A little space, stops. Lost it. Play continues. Some nearby fans really wanted a handball call there from Shea Jane, but she allows play to continue. For the record, the tournament referees are among the best of the best. You're talking college professional refs, and in the basketball tournament in the summer, Final Four refs, very experienced officiating crews. Right on goal, but Felipe Silva snatches it and dives down to kill the regulation clock. 3 is the target score. Target time beginning in just a moment in the 7v7 $1 million winner-take-all, the soccer tournament. Again, first team to 3 wins. This is the $1 million winner-take-all, the soccer tournament, 48-team bracket. This is Group K. FC Roha, Eagles, Raleigh Rebels, Soccer Roof, and Kwik goal. Soccer Roof with a 1-0 lead against the Raleigh Rebels in the other group game. Raleigh Rebels were impressive last year. They've got some speed and some muscle. That's pretty telling for Soccer Roof to come out with that early win. Long delay before the start of this target time.
All right, fans, here at Field 7, about to begin target score time. Your score, Team Kwik goal 2, FC Rojas 1. FC Rojas in the gray, Team Kwik goal in the white. First team to score 3 goals is the winner. Target score is 3 here on field number 7.
FC Roha Eagles in the gray, and a Kwik goal FC in the white. Kwik goal, North Americans leading a soccer equipment supplier, also a women's team in the field this year. If after 3 minutes we still do not have a winner, it'll become 6v6. Then another 3 minutes, 5v5, etc. It can go all the way down to 2v2. Back for Andrea Hacha, a 25-year-old Albanian. A lot of Albanian guys on this roster. That's where the Eagles comes from, an FC Roha Eagles. The Roha, the company name of their president. So Roha Eagles, company name, and then the Albanian Eagles. They're a beloved amateur team in Switzerland. A lot of indoor action. And right now we're already midway through the first period of target time.
Under 90 seconds remaining in target time, 7 on 7.
Tough to say for sure, but I think some of that grumbling may be related to the fact that FC Roha is not really trying to advance the ball. There's a new rule this year that you have 8 seconds to start to move the ball forward. Here's a run. Akbay Pires crosses it, top of the box, shot blocked, but put back home. Dennis Hacha evens it at 2. Next goal wins. 40 seconds until we go 6v6. Dennis Hacha, the older brother of the keeper Andrea Hacha. Dennis, a 27-year-old with a goal and an assist last year in the tournament. He was the top 5v5 scorer in Germany last season. Right place, right time on that one. Final seconds. Might as well try to put it on net. Play continuing, though. Our horn went off, but play continues until there's a stoppage of sorts that allows you to reduce by a player for each side. Hugo Silva back in net for Kwik goal. We saw a lot of Felipe Silva after Hugo started the game. So Kwik goal here strategically buying for one last rush. Looking for the angles. Next goal wins. Simple as that. You do need to advance the ball, though. You can't just hold it. Hugo. A lot of indoor experience. The GMs say he's great with his feet. He scored a goal last year in the tournament. Passes off here. Patience is an understatement on this rush. Jonatas Mello. And Silva again. Silva, long shot, goal! There's the prowess with his feet. A rocket off the foot of Hugo Silva. An insane strike. And GM Matt Mitchell comes on over to hug his family. Again, Matt Mitchell has been the tournament lifer. He has entered his teams into 12 the basketball tournaments and 3 the soccer tournaments. And sports isn't even his full-time job. You cannot begin to imagine the commitment to recruit these teams, put it together, come up with the finances to make it all happen. That's where quick goal, things like that come into play. Big hug there for him and the keeper, Hugo Silva. You waited for that shot. All the time to talk about how good he is with his feet. Talk about delivering. Quick goal, the 3-2 victory to walk it off against Roha Eagles. And be one step closer to the round of 32. It is the $1 million The Soccer Tournament from Cary, North Carolina, Wake Med Soccer Park. More to come on YouTube.